Let's go a little deeper here. I'm looking at my notes. So regarding your people, we talk in the white paper about just going from vapor to paper and getting absolute clarity around roles and responsibilities for consistency, accountability, using an org chart as a starting point and having that as, that's the letter A in practice management, order and structure there, and then just going all the way to making sure people have direction, team dynamics. I'm talking to more and more advisory teams as they're getting bigger that are taking the whole concept of personality styles, whether it's DISC or Kolbe, very, very seriously to understand what motivates somebody, how are they wired, their ambitions. This is easy to do. It's easier not to do, but it's just that in and of itself is a statement to the team. Like, I'm taking this seriously.
That just happened to me last week. Trying to think if it was the same occurrence of two separate people or two separate occurrences on structuring the roles and responsibilities around the output of the DISC profiles. And they're having tremendous success with it. And this segmentation too, you can do that. We talk about that. And it's one of the things we talk about the people, the practice and the process. When it comes to the practice of communication and segmenting clients to see how often and the frequency, the methods, the modes of types of communication, when you look at the different roles of who's communicating, how often they anticipate being communicated with, and a segmentation of the client base, whether it's gold, silver, platinum, however a team does it, what actually does entail a platinum relationship. And still to this day, I'm shocked at how many people will look at revenue and assets and not consider connections to another niche, time to service, likability, potential, maybe the number of referrals introduced over the previous 12 months, all of which need to weigh in on the segmentation side of the client experience.
Such a great point, because that really amplifies creating a bona fide culture of stewardship, like saying to a team member, saying to a client that the attitudinal compatibility and the potential advocacy to us is just as important as the aspects around their assets and the practical parts of the relationship. I can't remember if I was sharing this with you or maybe it was Kevin, that one sort of eureka moment I had with a team where I was saying, hiring somebody to be a cold caller to go out and find new clients, as opposed to assigning that person as being a director of client engagement, just to call clients and check in. How is it going? What's new? Using form as the prompt to ask questions. Yeah, that might stumble, going one way on the sales side, chasing might stumble into some strangers and potentially some new business that moves the needle, but competitor proofing, getting out in front of money in motion, and potential advocacy through the director of client engagement, that's another form of leadership and amplifies that culture of stewardship. So any thoughts?
No, nothing to add. I echo it 100%. It's been my experience.
Let's talk about your practice. And, we've been talking for a long time about the always on framework, always working on the business and depersonalizing, getting everything out of everyone's heads. I talked to an advisory team a while back, and after the team consultation, the lead advisor called me back and said, I've got a team member who's pushing back on this because it's kind of her domain. I mean, she's owned this for 20 years and she's wondering, like, are you trying to get rid of me? Like, what's going on here? And we had a very interesting consultation about the difference between, if it's in her head, it's a skill. If it's documented, now it's intellectual property that will actually give you scale. Sometimes there's some unintended consequences that come from these forms of leadership, but just making sure that everyone's aware of the multitude of benefits that come from this. Like getting your way documented and organized. It's actually liberating for people, and that person at some point will need a protege to adopt and draft in behind all this.